Good evening. Today we will be doing another podcast. I know you've missed my podcasts, but I am back, and this is more of a vlogcast than a podcast because, as you can see, not only can you hear my voice, you can see my face and my new laptop. Oh, well, there will be a version of the podcast that's going to be audio only, and I'll probably upload that to SoundCloud because I haven't really worked out how to put it onto Spotify yet. But anyway, there's a little bit of a story involved here because I'm trying to become a minimalist, and this is why I've got this laptop. I'm actually selling my gaming PC, and I'm trying to make everything small. I'm selling my gaming PC, my gaming chair, my gaming monitor, everything. I'm selling everything because I don't want things to own me. I want to own me. I don't want my material possessions to own me. So obviously I'll spend a good wedge on something that means a lot to me, like this laptop, because this helps me with my creativity. Anyway, to cut a long story short, as I was transferring files from my gaming PC to this laptop, I found some old files on my game PC and I transferred them to my laptop. So without further ado, I've got a short story and a poem. So let me just open up the old laptop and I can read it to you now. Let me know in the comments what you think about my new style of sort of video log instead of like a podcast. It's kind of like a mixture of both, like a vlog and a podcast at the same time. Okay, so I need to look in my documents. Jim's writing. Okay, I did have like a few poems, but I looked at them and I thought they're wank, but I kept the good one. And let me know if you think I should continue. Oh, actually I've got quite a few in here that I've kept. I might read them all to you. I think we'll do the short story first, get it out of the way. Now this short story is called The Elvish Hunt, and this is when I had delusions of becoming an author. So I thought I'll try and write this short story, and I remembered back to my childhood, remembering what stories did I enjoy. And I used to read a lot of fantasy sort of fiction, sort of stuff about elves and magic and stuff like that. So yeah, let's listen to this story. Okay. Whew. An Elvish Hunt. Woodwick loved this time of year. In fact, he thought it was magical and grand. He could sense the seasons melting and changing into each other from summer to autumn. The colour of the leaves on the trees in the Lauren forest ranged from red, orange, amber, brown, and a rusty mixture of all of them. The sunlight shone down from the sky, letting shafts of light majestically punch their way through the trees. As he ran through the misty wood, looking for signs of his prey, the shafts of light flashed past his eyes and reminded him of a time when he was younger. The time of the Great Chaos War, a particular moment when he was part of the Asari Bow Division in the army that destroyed most of the Chaos Chosen 100 long years ago, so that just means he's pretty old. Although the natural light in the wood was not half as amazing as the magical light and power when the magicians, sorcerers and bright wizards dealt their final ultimate blows using combined magical attacks on the Chaos stronghold. Huge balls of light and flame ripped apart the last traces of the evil race, gone forever, he hoped, and a light show he would never forget. Suddenly, Woodwick sensed movement 100 meters ahead. His elvish eyes narrowed and ears twitched as he crouched down behind a large leafy bush. He slowly lowered himself down into the prone position. The only sound came from the pumping of his heart and from the slow approach of the grazing beasts. As his breathing slowed, he contemplated his next move as the herd moved closer. He could use his longbow, but from that position he could not risk any movement, as he would alert the herd and they would flee. Instead, he remembered an old trick that he learned a few decades ago. He was not sure he could recall the exact train of thought and key words he needed for the spell to work. He closed his eyes and started to construct the spell in his mind, piece by piece, slowly at first, and then the pieces flew together at an amazing speed, and at last, the last part clicked into place. Suddenly, his eyes shot open, and he pointed his index finger at the beast and spoke, "Da-da-ba!" A brilliant flash of light erupted from his index finger. The magical energy shot from his hand and headed for the closest beast. The wood elf's target, a musk deer, did not stand a chance. Even as it was about to move, the spell energy hit it. A bright green and shimmering light surrounded the animal and then, slowly, rotated and faded into its body. The animal was stunned and could not move at all. It was as if time itself had stopped for the beast. Woodwick slowly stood up as the beast's fellow herd members galloped away in fear. Woodwick calmly walked over to the beast and examined it. The animal was frozen in a timeless state. It had a look of fear and helplessness in its dark, deep, sorrowful eyes. Woodwick knew that the spell he had cast would only last for around 10 minutes, and that time itself had been frozen for the animal. He unsheathed his hunting blade that was around 12 inches in length. The musk deer must have been a young male, as it had small horns and a light brown coloured coat. He pushed the beast, and when he expected it to fall to the wet, moist ground, it did not. It hung there in mid-air, rotating slowly. Woodwick said, "Saves getting the food dirty, I suppose." He lifted the beast so it was about level with the height of an average tabletop. It hung there in mid-air as if weightless. He liked this spell. He looked into the beast's eyes. He thought he would try and make it as painless as he possibly could for the animal, even though he knew the animal would feel no pain in its paused state as he was taught when he learnt the spell. He turned the beast upside down in mid-air. Then, with the speed of a fox, he struck the beast with his glistening blade till the hilt stopped the weapon from going any further into the beast's head, destroying its brain. He then neatly sliced the fur from the beast. He then removed all of its now useless organs and bowels in a timely manner that only a good and experienced hunter knew how. The good bits of meat from the deer were removed and placed in the animal skin, which was used as a sack for the meat. He then cut a length of vine from the nearest tree and tied up the neat package and placed it in his backpack. Woodwick took a deep, refreshing breath as he walked away. Then the spell expired and released the butchered carcass as it fell softly to the ground. The elf did not look back. He could survive for at least a week from this hunt and was glad that the animal probably felt no pain, as he was a good elf at heart but needed to eat like anybody else. The end. So that was the story of Woodwick and his little hunt that he did in the magical forest. I hope you enjoyed that. We will now read my poem of choice. Should we go for a dark one or a sad one? Part of Me. What's that one? Oh, this is a sexy one. Okay. This is a song about love and loss, and basically, well, let's just read it. Part of me. The memory of her resonating beauty fills my mind with images of love. The feeling of her silky, smooth skin and womanly curves still lingers on my fingers. My eyes miss hers and long to look deeper into her endless shimmering pools of blue. My lips miss the pressure and passion of hers. My nose longs to pick up the invigorating scent she bears. While far away she is sleeping, I lay miles away, my soul is weeping. My puzzle is incomplete, you are the missing piece. My heart is filled with love for you, to me you are the best. My heart, body and soul, and my life will be yours for the rest. One sharp knife on a starry night to cut the wedding cake. 2 bands of gold and a promise to you I will make. You will always be the one I love, the one I want to see. Let's run away to everywhere, baby, because you are part of me. So, that was probably for a poem I written for one of my conquests. When you're young and dumb, full of cum, and you think that love is going to last forever. But as you grow older, you understand that love is only fleeting and life is only temporary. So enjoy life while you can. So that's it. I have got other poems. Let me know what you thought of my poems and everything. And just remember one thing. Stay 100% real. And if you can't stay 100% real, always stay 100% Jim. See you later.